2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the Indiana Pacers. Checking out the Pacers, they lost their first matchup against these guys. This, their final game against them in the regular season, looking to finish with a split. And you often hear about the on-court intensity of some of the all-time greats, guys like Kobe and Jordan, but they'll tell you that Russell Westbrook has that same edge to his game. Guys, how does that work to his advantage?
He's always had the utmost confidence in himself. It bleeds out of him. You see the confidence. And in any question that you had about his leadership has been answered right now.
I agree with that. And one thing I like about his game is he looks for a way to take over the game from start to finish.
And he's made popular a new statistical category.
Which is?
Triple Russells.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, I like that, Ernie.
Yeah,
you got two of them, right?
I stole it from someone.
But that's okay. It sounds better coming out of your mouth.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
There is a buzz in the air in the sold-out arena here in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's Wednesday Night Basketball, live on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. D.A.?
Well, guys, we all know how hard Russell Westbrook plays every night. Coach Billy Donovan said he plays with such force and passion. He gets so intense, so competitive, so emotional, but he's doing a good job of bringing himself back together and understanding there's other guys out there depending on him. Kevin?
And that's how Russ has always been, D.A., a high-motor player who leaves it all out on the floor. There is no shortage of athleticism in this one tonight, Clark. Both these teams just incredibly athletic on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I agree with you there, partner. I mean, they cover so much ground, and they cover it quickly because of the length and speed they have as teams. I mean, excellent length on both sides of the ball in this one, and they play to their strengths, and that's length and athleticism.
All right, ready to go? Ready to go?
And so off the tip, it's Oklahoma City. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So the Thunder 5 right now. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Steven Adams is out there with Anthony, and it's George in at the 3 slot. So the Indiana Pacers able to put the first points up on the board. Here's Westbrook. No good that time. Great D that time from Collison. Back to Bogdanovich, and a strong finish with 2 hands.
Spotting the open man, Collison, a capable playmaker.
For Indiana, they come into this one following a loss to Denver.
Well, listen, I've seen worse performances offensively, but no doubt that group was inconsistent.
For sure. Agree with you there. They just didn't have it. Seemed like they were a step behind and out of sync.
Now Oladipo, after Westbrook's missed 3. Oladipo outside. Adams against Turner. Outside Bogdanovich. Buries the long-range jumper. Bogdanovich has got 7 points in the game.
And the quick release of Bogdanovich, he gets rid of that ball in a hurry.
Westbrook passes to George. They need this. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Oladipo outside. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. The Thunder have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. The drive by Anthony. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony imposing his will inside. Doesn't take any time. Rising up for the dunk.
Pacers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Turner with the screen. Collison kicks to Turner. Back to Collison. The dish now to Young. Can't cash in from close range.
And that layup is usually going in, especially when the defense is as lazy as that.
Anthony, the pass to Roberson. Outside for George. And George with the stuff.
Boy, how about the deceptive strength of George, fending off the defense exceedingly well there and taking the ball strong to the rack.
Looking at the last game for the Oklahoma City Thunder, it was a loss to the Hornets.
Yeah, that was more than just a tough loss. That was a complete embarrassment.
Yeah, the woodshed is what we call that. They annihilated them, simply had no answers for how to slow them down.
Now, here's Bogdanovich. He has 7. Rocket 2 over George. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Thunder trailing by 3. Anthony kicks to Roberson. Adams outside. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Roberson's got his first 2 points.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Turner with the screen. Here's Young, and he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot.
Boy, you look at Young, and his vision is what stands out. For a player of his size, that's a nice added bonus.
And Roberson kicks to Westbrook. Back to Roberson. Adams in the corner. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. Offensive rebound. Pacers leading by 3. And Oladipo kicks to Bogdanovich. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And you see Bogdanovich, 6'8" at times, listed at shooting guard. GA, is he a 2?
No, if anything, I think he's often better defending power forwards than he is against the wings, in part because you're not going to look to post that position in the way the game is played today. This guy is skilled and tough, but doesn't have the great foot speed defensively, so I think that's to his advantage to guard those guys.
Shots. Move shots.
First free throw is good. Greg, you watch the Thunder play, and it's clear that this team comes out looking to attack. Everyone on the team wants to put it on the floor and go right at the rim.
And part of that is their leader, Westbrook, just setting the tone. I mean, team finished near the top in points in the paint last season, and the addition of Paul George just helps to enforce that strength.
And the Pacers have made the playoffs back-to-back seasons and have only missed the playoffs once in the last 7 seasons, including a couple of trips to the Eastern Conference Finals. Nevertheless, there's a growing concern in Indy that the team has stagnated a bit and needs to move forward at a greater pace than what they have.
Foul. Elbow. 2.
And for the Pacers, 2 consecutive seasons making the playoffs as the 7th seed. Both times Clark knocked out in the first round.
Yeah, and you know, last season got swept by the Cavs, and Game 3 gave up the largest second-half comeback in NBA history, a game the Pacers should have won, and certainly not the way they hoped to finish.
The first one falls.
And, you know, Bojan Bogdanovic, not an elite athlete by NBA standards, but he's a live weapon because he can really shoot the ball and put it on the floor.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Brewers checked in. And he can't hit the second. And the Pacers have lived on mid-range jump shots for sure.
Yeah, they've got guys who can make them now. I mean, nevertheless, the way the league's going, it's hard to score in an elite level without getting more threes, and baskets at the rim. I mean, it's pretty clear that threes and paint points are how you survive and do well in the league.
And one thing you have to say about Russell Westbrook, he is an absolute star. I mean, the type of player you can build around and win with. Just the total package on the offensive end of the floor.
And he makes the first. The numbers Westbrook put up last season in his MVP run, Greg, just staggering.
And you figured his numbers would get a bump, but I don't think anybody could have expected this guy to average a triple-double. I mean, arguably the most impactful superstar in the league.
Both shots good from the stripe.
You know, he's a steady hand at the free throw line, showing tremendous confidence in this one.
Young outside. Back to Collison. Lays it up off the glass. Collison's got his first points in this one.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
And stolen by Bogdanovich. And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That is his first foul of the game. Pacers leading by 6. Collison kicks to Young. Collison against Westbrook. And again, it's Darren Collison. Collison's got his second bucket.
And Collison has a nice stroke, a quirky release, but never going to pass up the mid-range jumper when it's there for him.
Screen by Adams. Off the pick. Brewer's shot is off.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
Jumps up, and it's slammed in by Brewer.
And you got to know that Brewer is a great defender. Not a good one, a great defender, a master at using his length to poke the ball away.
Collison kicks to Oladipo. Young in the corner. In the corner, Collison with it. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Young. Over Anthony. Tries to save it. Young's shot is off. Thunder trailing by 6. Here's Westbrook, and he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
And, you know, Westbrook is fearless. Likes getting deep inside and finishing around the rim and plays in attack mode all the time.
And what's your take, guys, on the hustle sticks for Indiana?
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
And when you watch Russell Westbrook play, he's one of the most competitive players in the NBA.
And with the way he attacks the rim and plays with just no abandon, I mean, this guy is no joke. Absolutely wills himself and his team to just do things that few others can, and relentless from the first quarter to the last whistle.
Second shot opportunity. It's deflected, and they get it back. Here's Oladipo. Another miss by Oladipo.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
And here's Westbrook from the arc. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Pacers leading by 3. Collison with it. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. Here's Bogdanovich. It's deflected.
And, you know, this is really what Brewer does quite well, Kevin. Extending out nicely and swatting away shots.
To the paint. Here's Anthony. The shot comes out. Good defensive work there by Young. Taken away by Anthony. The Thunder with another miss.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad they weren't able to finish it off.
Now here's Collison. His last outing, he had 8 points. They retain possession, but they get it back. Here's Oladipo, and finished off by Oladipo.
And when you give Oladipo a running start, he's going to torch you, plain and simple.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Nick Collison's checked in for Steven Adams. Patterson comes in for Anthony. Alex Abrinas is checked in for Andre Robertson. And it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. And it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for the Thunder.
And even when the deep three has been there, they've stayed away from it. They're working hard to get shots from close range, resisting that urge to get too loose with their shot selection.
Stolen by Joseph. Rebound by Raymond Felton.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
Now, here's Joseph. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Denver. There's the pass to Booker. The baseline jam. His first shot is a miss, 0 for 1 to start the contest. Felton kicks to Abrinas. It's blocked. To the inside. Brewer with the steal. Here's Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Perfect execution. That's how you take advantage of a transition opportunity.
And Stevenson kicks to Joseph. Joseph with a screen on Felton. Here's Stevenson. That shot misses. And it's Oklahoma City the other way. Their last encounter was in Oklahoma City.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And you know, Greg, they were sinking shots left and right, and that's got to be demoralizing for the defense. They were in a real zone.
Here's Joseph. Patrick Patterson picking up that last bucket. Outside for Robinson. Off target from three-point range. For Oklahoma City, they've gotten 7 of their first 16 field goal attempts to go down here in the first. Felton the pass to Abrinas. Over Stevenson. Almost, but it rolls out. Indiana leading. And Joseph kicks to Robinson. Oh!
Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim rattler.
Just a remarkable gem. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now.
Platinum level highlight reel material. That is Showtime stuff there.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it, following the score by Indiana. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Abrinas the pass to Patterson. It doesn't go for him, so Indiana will take it the other way. There's a whistle. It's going to go on Corey Brewer. That is his first foul of the game. .153 left to play in the first quarter. And Booker kicks to Sabonis. Clark, there are a lot of great rim protectors right now in the NBA.
Yeah, there sure are, and there are a couple, though, that stand out to me. Gobert and Whiteside. I mean, they are just like octopuses in their ability to hover around that rim and challenge and change and block shots. Those two guys really stand out to me.
Yeah.
I also think you've got to consider DeAndre Jordan, too. With his athleticism, he's become better as a rim protector in his last few years.
Right. You're right, Clark. Free throw good. Sabonis.
I look at Sabonis as a terrific stretch four. He's a guy who can play either power forward or center, and he has excellent length and a nice touch.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Thunder trailing by 4. Felton kicks to Brewer. Back to Felton. The tray. Drills it from outside. Felton has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Now, here's Patterson. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. That one drops for him. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Thunder.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots. A key indicator of...
Whoa!
Hey, watch out, man. Watch out.
Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rim.
Boy, the guys on the bench loving every minute of that one.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. Greg, the one thing about Patrick Patterson out of Kentucky, he is a smart basketball player.
Yeah, he's not the best rebounder or shot blocker, but the advanced stats love him, and he gets the job done at both ends of the floor.
First one falls for him. And Patterson drops them both. Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. 34 seconds left to play here in the first. Pulls up on the wing. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
In the corner, it's Brewer. Connects from 3-point range. Brewer's got his second basket of the night.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end. Great job getting to the right spot on the court. Beautiful passing all the way around.
Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
And money to end the quarter there with the triple.
They knew exactly what they wanted to do right there, Greg, and the timing was right on time.
We'll return shortly. And Russell Westbrook, a guy who has faced some criticism, but also a guy who is extremely critical of himself.
It's tough, and I'm still learning every night to be able to come out, to know when to score, to know when to pass, to know when to be aggressive, to know when to slow down. It can be tough at times because I want to do so well, and I want my teammates to do so well, and I want to win so bad.
Well, you have to love the competitive attitude, the desire to be great, not just for himself, but for his teammates, too.
And the emphasis on winning. That's why so many people in the league feel that it's just a matter of time before Westbrook puts those finishing touches on his game.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And when you consider how the Thunder are doing, guys, what do you think?
For me, that defense in the first period, just tremendous shot blocking.
Yeah, it's been impressive for me too, Greg. I mean, they've snuffed out a lot of shots, and I think they've had an intimidating effect on the opponent.
Sabonis is out there with Booker. Then it's Lance Stevenson. Then it's Corey Joseph. And it's Robinson in at the small forward. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Pacers.
Nice looking floater there, Kevin. Such a fast shot, a quick release. Really hard to guard that.
Collison with a screen on Robinson. And George, here we go. Collison, no good.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
Robinson missing again.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain neutral position.
The Pacers have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. And it's sent back by George.
Terrific focus from George there, reading the shooter the entire way through. A great shot block.
Passes it to Patterson, and it's Patterson finishing it off.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
Joseph with a screen on George. Robinson misses.
Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
And the shot goes in.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Felton dishes to Collison. He feeds it to Patterson. Back to Collison. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Clock at 6. That one falls. Abrinas has got his first bucket of the night.
I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
And Booker kicks to Joseph. Shot off the pick. No good off the back of the rim.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
George. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Well, one thing about Paul George, outstanding length for a wing. Clark, he's listed at 6'9", but he's grown since he came into the league, hasn't he?
Yeah, we've had debates about that because I'm about 6'8.5" or so, and I kind of look at him eye to eye, but he feels like he's taller than me, so we'll go with PG on that one. But he's also added some muscle too, Kevin, and that's helped him at both ends of the floor. He's a lot stronger and able to play through contact as a result of it.
Throw good, Paul George. And Clark, when you look around the league today, is there a player that you watched and think, hey, yeah, that reminds me of how I used to play?
There are a number of guys that come to mind a little bit. Tobias Harris is an outstanding player, terrific young player and young man. Has a game similar to mine in that he's really versatile, does a lot of things well, not super flashy, but very productive. He comes to mind right off the top of my head currently.
And both free throws good for Paul George.
And Paul George kind of made it known of his desire to leave for LA after this season, but big risk for the Thunder to make that move and trade for him.
Here's Oladipo. Great D that time from Westbrook. Oklahoma City leading by 5. To the left wing. And finished off by Westbrook.
And you know Westbrook has an outstanding vertical. Once he gets to the launching pad, rim, beware.
The Pacers have gone just 33% from the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. Just 3 of 9. Here's Bogdanovich. The baseline jumper goes down. Bogdanovich has got 12 points in the game. And for Paul George, who knows what the future holds for him, but Greg, he is a great fit, it would seem, for the Thunder.
Listen, you give the Thunder another star to pair with Westbrook, and they're taking a leap of faith here with George.
You know, it hasn't been his night, but his team still leads, so that's encouraging.
Here's Bogdanovich. Here's Young, and Roberson pulls it down. Oklahoma City's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. To the right side. They set the pick. A baseline J. Here's Adams. Here's George. And no good. Good defensive work there by Young. Pacers trail by 5. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Teardrop shot, and the shot goes in. 6 points for Darren Collison.
Sensing the opportunity there, Collison sneaking inside for the finish.
Over to the wing. Here's Roberson. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time. You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game. And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Collison with it. Westbrook picks him up. George against Bogdanovich. High arcing shot. The Thunder pull it in. George passes to Roberson. In the corner, it's Westbrook. Cranes the three-pointer. And it's an 8-point Thunder lead.
Yeah, awesome watching Westbrook drain the 3-ball there. He just needs to focus on being a little more efficient from downtown.
Here's Turner. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
The defense has to be better. I mean, they were fortunate that he missed that mid-range jumper. It certainly wasn't because of the defense.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team.
Can't blame him. I mean, the effort hasn't been there, just has not been there. Hopefully, he can get the fire lit.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
Yeah, a lot of blanks there. Can't hit a thing. Has to be deflating.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. We'll look at Cleveland earning the first place position with a terrific record. And we've seen them perform splendidly pretty much all season long so far. And they're definitely the team to beat. And checking out Indiana, they're much further down in the standings right now.
Yeah, and seeing where the Pacers are, there were fears they'd be one of the NBA's doormats this season. Those fears have turned out to be well-founded.
And, you know, I don't think they need to wait for the offseason to start making some changes. I think they can start the rebuilding process right now.
Turner with the screen. Shot to stop the run. Great D that time from Westbrook. Oklahoma City leading by 11. Anthony sets the pick for Westbrook. Dishes to Anthony. That one doesn't drop. Good work defensively by Turner. Collison with it. Westbrook picks him up. Collison dishes to Turner. The shot's good. Collison making the play. Turner's got it back down to within single digits for the Pacers. Westbrook against Bogdanovich. Here's George. High shot from 10 feet out. George has got 9 points.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Collison kicks to Young. Pass to Turner. That's tipped. Pass to Anthony. Young with the steal. Outside Collison. Feeds to Turner. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Turner's got 5 points now this quarter.
I tell you what, Turner just has a beautiful touchdown on the block. I mean, you get the ball where he wants it, he'll deliver for you.
Shoots the three, and the Thunder another three. And Nate McMillan, formerly an assistant in Indiana, now the head coach. Do you think it's tough to succeed another head coach that, Clark, you worked under?
I imagine there would be some awkwardness there, but in his case, it wasn't a mid-season transition. It was at the end of a season, so that certainly helps. Frank Vogel simply wasn't re-signed. was not fired, was not replaced, just wasn't re-signed. And I think all of that made it a little easier for Nate.
And it's Westbrook missing.
Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
Brewer is checked in for Paul George.
Shooting 1.
And Clark, you've been a member of this booth and many others for quite some time. I've always wondered, how did you make the jump into broadcasting?
Well, you know what? I've always enjoyed the game, Kevin, been a student of the game, and have enjoyed reading and playing with words. So when my basketball playing career ended prematurely back in 1987, I got a chance to do Pacers radio, and from there fell in love with this new career and wanted to excel at it. And I've been at it now for over 30 years and hope to have a few more left in front of me.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Always. And having a good coach is critically important. I mean, you need somebody you can count on to make the right adjustment.
And a look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far for Westbrook.
Well, when you have a whole team that is locked in, this is what your shot chart looks like. They are moving the ball well and taking shots with confidence. When this team comes out and is knocking it down from all over like they are right now, they are one of the toughest in the league to beat.
Turner with the screen. Outside Collison. And Bogdanovich kicks to Oladipo. And finished off by Oladipo.
Man, entertaining to watch the way Oladipo finishes around the basket. I mean, he's close to the bucket. He's dropping the hammer.
Anthony with the screen on Collison. Westbrook kicks to Adams. Good work defensively by Turner. Pacers trail by 12. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. Turner with the screen. With some arc, and Bogdanovich lays it in. Bogdanovich has got 4 points in the quarter.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
And the call will be against Thaddeus Young. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Trevor Booker, he's checked in now for Young. Glenn Robinson III comes in for Bogdanovich. And Stevenson's checked in for Victor Oladipo. And it's Joseph in for Darren Collison. Near the three-point line, it's Westbrook. Adams, the pass to Patterson. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. And let's quickly jump to the 2K leaderboard to find out which point guards have been the highest scorers over the last month. Russell Westbrook 3rd.
Well, this is a collection of maybe the most well-rounded players in our league. I mean, to see those kinds of scoring numbers from the point guard position is crazy.
Yeah, and that's the age we're living in right now. I mean, it's not uncommon to see a point guard lead his team in scoring, which used to be almost unheard of. And these guys here are all capable of carrying the scoring load for their team on any given night.
Here's Roberson. No good there.
And, you know, that's an easy one. You can't miss these shots. Those are makeable shots, especially when the defense isn't on its game.
Not his forte. I don't care how open you are. He should not be taking that shot.
And stolen by Booker. Here's Stevenson. And Adams sends it back. 3-on-3. And Westbrook throws it down.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing, and right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Sabonis, he's checked in for Miles Turner. And then for Oklahoma City, Nick Collison's checked in for Adams. Alex Abrinas comes in for Andre Robertson. And it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. Felton dishes to Patterson. Kicks it to Collison. And finished off by Collison.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage nonetheless. I mean, it was only with one hand, but he still threw that down pretty hard.
They set the pick. Here's Joseph, 5 to shoot. And Booker kicks to Sabonis. Over Collison. Indiana again missing. The feed now to Patterson. And it's Abrinas in the corner. The three. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That's his first foul. Stevenson. He doesn't hit that one. And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Carmelo, you got some real numbers off the bench in the first half. How important is that contribution to the team?
Well, I mean, we always believe that we have one of the better benches in the NBA, and when they come to play like we playing so far, you know, it makes it a tough game, it makes it a tough team to beat, and you know, just hopefully we can keep that up.
I'm sure it puts confidence in you and in the coach going into the second half. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome, everybody. So far, a pretty one-sided first half. Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. A competitive matchup for Oklahoma City in the first quarter. They never got too far behind as their largest deficit in the period was 8. The second quarter got a lot more exciting for them as they were putting up big numbers and find themselves way out in front here at the half. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Well, they went downtown and threw a party, and fortunately, we were all invited. The key is their shooters weren't afraid to pull the trigger on open looks, and it's a blowout right now.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Indiana?
Way too soft in the paint defensively. They were all late on their rotations. Obviously, that's a recipe for getting cooked. And, you know, I like eating that barbecue chicken. They got to do better, Ernie.
And now, folks, just moments away from the start of the third quarter.
Downtown Indianapolis glowing in the distance as we welcome you back to the action here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Bojan Bogdanovic with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And through the first 2 quarters, he was extremely aggressive, picked up a number of steals.
Yeah, a real game changer in that regard, too. I mean, his activity was great. Excelled at finding ways to come up with those steals.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Pacers trail by 14, and on the floor for Billy Donovan as we get into the second half. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Anthony is out there with Adams, and it's George in at the 3. Here's Collison, and the rebound goes to the Thunder. Adams has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Well, Darren Collison going through the free agency process this last summer. Greg, Indiana jumped at the chance to add him to the roster.
Yeah, and with Collison and his ability to play in so many ways, that is what made teams go after him. He doesn't always take a big signing to change the complexity of a team, Getting solid contributors like Collison go a long way in building the foundation of a team.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And examining his numbers this season, we can see that he's been an exceptional free throw shooter, right around 85.
You know, guys, that's not quite the same success rate he had at the line last year, although it is somewhat in the neighborhood of last year's numbers.
And he makes the first.
Boy, you go back to Darren Collison's career at UCLA, very distinguished, and he's turned himself into a starting caliber pro, too.
That one misses.
And as you would expect, Steven Adams...
Oh! Oh, man!
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
Boy, and I used to love going up and jamming it down like that, guys.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Young, and it's slammed in by Young.
And when Young comes at the rim like he did there, you know he's looking to turn it over.
Here's Westbrook. He's got 14. Anthony left side. And Robertson has it in the corner. From outside, off the mark.
And even without that three ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Yep, it goes, and the Oklahoma City lead is cut to just 11 points in the basket from Bogdanovich.
The size and the focus, that's the big thing to finish it over the defense. Bogdanovich showing exactly what he can do.
Westbrook against Collison. Here's Roberson. Here's Adams, the second chance effort. And Adams with the slam.
And great effort on the boards, and what a mean
talk
that was, Kev. I mean, you just will not see him ever quit on a play.
That guy is a handful. You've got to have a body on him, Clark, at all times.
And you know what? Sometimes that's not even enough. He'll go around, over, or through you to get to the pump.
You too.
Got a piece of it, and it's the Pacers with the ball. Back to Young. It's Bogdanovich on the wing, defended by George. Turner with a screen on George. Bogdanovich, the rebound by Paul George.
And that's superb defense in low. I mean, they played it well. It's not easy trying to alter these shots without fouling the shooter, and that's a good job of doing both.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Westbrook against Collison. Westbrook can't get it to go. Pacers trail by 13. And Oladipo, here we go. That falls. Nice feed that time from Turner. Oladipo's got 6.
Now that's remarkable work inside from Oladipo. Not afraid to go up against the big guys down low.
Outside Westbrook. Here's Roberson. He's got 7, just 4 to shoot. The 3. And it's Westbrook again missing. The Pacers have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Paul George with the steal. By himself, look at that jam.
Wow. Come on now, bring the thunder, rock that rim. Boy, we've talked about, you know, George is athletic. He's long, and he's got really long arms, which helps him as a defender, and that allows him to clog up passing lanes and come up with steals, too.
And the Pacers call time here. More and more we see coaches resting players to keep them from getting overworked. The benefits, Clark, are clear for the players, but is it something that is getting overused?
I don't know if overused is the right word, Kevin. I don't like to see it as much because I think there are other ways you can rest players. Games can be part of your strategy, But how about practices being more a part of how you rest players? It got an awful lot of attention this past season, and for good reason. And I would think the coaches and players will adjust, because it's not a good optics for your viewing public and your paying patrons to just arbitrarily do it. I understand it, but I think there's a balancing act that could be performed that would make it not appear as disruptive to the fans as it was this past season.
Oladipo sets the screen for Bogdanovic. Came hard off that pick and finished strong.
Oh, a major impact being made by Bogdanovic offensively. He's making it happen out there.
Here's Roberson. 9 points in the game so far. Anthony right side. And the layup's good off the glass. Anthony's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, no let up. The killer instinct on display, trying to put this team away. I love the tenacity.
The kick out to Oladipo. And a miss there on the triple.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
You're exactly right. Patrolling the perimeter well, and didn't allow the shooter to get off a clean look. That's what you would call A+ defense.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys too.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for Oklahoma City.
Well, it's been an outstanding game for them in the open court. Their fast break points really stand out.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten down in transition.
One of the things you like about Paul George is that he's really elevated his game each year he's been in the league. He's a go-to scorer. He's an outstanding defender, and he's excellent now as the leader of the team, really growing into that leadership role.
Good.
He's just able to shoot over people at a high rate.
And you are a good defender, Greg, so you tell me, how do you guard that? I mean, the height, the soft release, not a lot you can do against that combination.
Westbrook with it. Picked up by Collison. Here's Adams. Good. A nice assist from Westbrook. Westbrook's got 5 assists in the game.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
The drive by Collison. Anthony with the block.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Roberson the pass to Adams. He dishes it to Carmelo. Good defensive work there by Young. Pacers trail by 19. Here's Bogdanovic. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Adams has got rebound number 15 here tonight. Here's George. Can't hit that one. Ready by Bogdanovic. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And, you know, stretching out for that one, Bogdanovic showing a little elevation for a guy who typically stays close to the ground.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. Both teams deciding to change it up. And now a chance to take a look at the shot chart for Indiana.
And it's really been a tremendous night. He's been efficient. He's been a major driving force in this offense. And it's no small task to try to slow him down. Once he gets rolling, like we've seen in this game so far, watch out.
There's a screen. Collison with a screen on Booker. Here's George. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game, now 6 for 10.
Yeah, excellent determination there from George. This wasn't going to be denied. Fighting off the physical contact and nailing the shot over good defense.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Free throw good, Booker. And Trevor Booker last season with the best rebounding numbers of his career.
Well, you know, Kevin, that can happen when you play alongside Brook Lopez because he's a good box-out guy, but more than that, he's 7 feet tall and about 270 pounds and takes up a lot of space. Now that Lopez is gone, we'll see how Booker's rebounding numbers respond.
Stevenson with a clean look, sinks the three-pointer. Stevenson's got 5 now.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Felton dishes to George. Back to Felton. Left side, George. Good. And a nice assist from Felton. Felton has got 3 assists tonight.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
And Joseph kicks to Booker. George against Robinson. Now the pass to Sabonis. Off target from outside.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Patterson setting the pick for George. In the corner, it's Felton. Fires for 3. That one, no good. Pacers trail by 15. Inside, and stolen by Patterson. And Felton with the basket on the assist by Patterson. Patterson's got his 3rd assist on the night. And Joseph kicks to Robinson. An easy layup after coming off the pick. He's got 8.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
George against Robinson. Abrinas kicks to George. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Good on the triple. And the Thunder lead by 18.
You know what, guys? He can really light it up from the perimeter at times.
Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Joseph against Felton, and it's blocked. And now the fast break, George with the ball. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And checking out the numbers for George. The last 10 games, he has been on a heck of a run. Putting up about 18 points per, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And the numbers, while pretty outstanding, I mean, we've now come to expect that from this guy.
Completely in harmony with what his coach is trying to do there. Just a marvelous all-around talent.
The first free throw is good. And George drops them both. And so it's Indiana with it. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. Timeout called the Pacers.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they've been a bit unlucky. Some of it is poor shot selection, in a slump, no doubt. But it can be turned around. They just need to find ways to score the ball.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Brewers checked in. Joseph, the pass to Booker. Back to Joseph. Robinson sets a screen for Joseph. Over Brewer. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper. Joseph's got his 2nd bucket tonight. The Thunder leading by 18. Now here's Felton. He's got 5. He kicks it to Patterson. Fires for 3. Felton can't get it to go. And Indiana shooting 38% from the field. A pretty weak showing for them. And Stevenson kicks to Booker. Back to Stevenson. They set the pick. Passes it to Sabonis. That's good, and it's Stevenson with the assist. Sabonis has got 6.
And you know, Sabonis can score from anywhere on the floor. And he's always prepared to get his shot up.
Abrinas the pass to Collison. Outside Felton. Here's Abrinas. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Abrinas has got his 2nd basket.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Yeah, and I like it. I love seeing that. It's a lot of fun when that happens. These teams are going at each other from the outside.
Robinson goes in. And Patterson kicks to Felton. In the corner, it's Brewer. Abrinas, the pass to Brewer. Here's Felton. The dish now to Brewer. Over Robinson. Brewer's shot is off.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain neutral position. And Trevor Booker is generously listed at 6'8". We call that a program height. But he is a quick leaper, so he plays bigger than he is. You let him get in close, and he'll punch that ticket on you.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
That free throw, no good. Clark, as good as Booker is around the rim, he's looking to stretch his range out beyond the arc.
And that's a wise move for him as a player. Expand your range because you've shown you can make that shot, and I think that just makes him more valuable on offense.
And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there.
Boy, I love Trevor Booker's game now. Physical, dependable, consistent. Man continues to evolve his game.
And Brewer kicks to Felton. Here's Patterson, poked away. Outside for Felton. Shot clock at 3. Here's Abrinas. Sabonis grabs the board. Sabonis has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Robinson goes in. Brewer with the steal. Fires from deep. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. Their transition game has been in full effect. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Let's take a listen to a recent huddle from Coach Billy Donovan.
Guys, good job hitting ahead. That means we're running, which is good, okay? We've got to pay attention right now, okay, and what we're doing coming out of timeouts.
Pushing the action, fast pace. Billy Donovan wants to keep them rolling it out.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a good job in transition. They just need to stay focused and be efficient.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Robinson is out there with Trevor Booker. Then it's Corey Joseph. Then it's Lance Stevenson. And it's Sabonis in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the group out there for Indiana. And Joseph kicks to Stevenson. Right side Robinson. It's good.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
Oklahoma City leading by 18. Abrinas the pass to Collison. He feeds it to Brewer. Outside for Felton. Oklahoma City moving it around. Drills the three-pointer.
And that's his second triple of the half. None for him going into the break.
Pacers shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. Stevenson setting the pick for Booker. Charity stripe shot. Not enough on that one as it misses. Oklahoma City shooting well. They're at 45%. Abrinas kicks to Patterson. Abrinas the pass to Felton. Inside and stolen by Booker. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Stevenson can't hit.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And Felton is up top. He's covered by Joseph. Collison. Booker pulls it in. Booker's got 6 rebounds in the game. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And the dunk by Robinson.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I think the pass was even better. I mean, that was room service delivery at its finest.
And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Collison. Anthony comes in for Patrick Patterson. Andre Robertson, he's checked in for Alex Abrinas. And it's Russell Westbrook in for Raymond Felton. Brewer dishes to Carmelo. Screen by Adams. Anthony kicks to Robertson. And here's Westbrook from the arc. And he's good on the 3-ball.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
You're exactly right. I mean, those come back to bite you every time, just like it's biting them now.
Young's shot is off.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
Anthony can't hit. Pacers have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the 4th quarter. Now, here's Oladipo. Not a lot of room.
Boy, it's hard to overstate the strength of Oladipo. Sometimes you just can't shake this guy off his shot.
And Oladipo has some parts of his game that needs work, but he is certainly terrific on the big finish.
Yeah, I mean, he's got longer arms than you would think for a player of his size, and the overall physical skill set. There's no doubt about it. You know, you look at his ability to just stay floating in the air for that extra moment when he's in attack mode. And this is a young man that still has his best basketball ahead of him.
Oladipo's become a very efficient combo guard, somebody who can score the ball at a high clip as well as get the ball to open teammates when necessary.
Here's Westbrook. Lays it up and banks it in. Westbrook's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier than that. I mean, they're piling it on now.
The Thunder leading by 21. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the 4th quarter. Dishes it to Robertson, and stolen by Bogdanovich. Fires from 18. The shot, no good. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. Westbrook kicks to Robertson. Back to Westbrook. Westbrook double team.
Jump ball. You two.
So it's the Pacers now. Pacers trail by 21. High post shot. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. 9 points for Darren Collison.
Collison showing good concentration there. Never took his eyes off the target.
Westbrook against Collison. And Brewer kicks to Robertson. From outside, off the mark.
One made three formed for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
That's tipped. Westbrook against Collison. That one drops for him. Westbrook's got 9 points here in the second half.
Man, you got to admire how easily Westbrook takes over games. I mean, an offensive juggernaut who is tenacious when it comes to scoring.
Oladipo with a screen on Westbrook. The drive by Collison. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
And Robertson kicks to Westbrook. Here's Robertson. Pass to Brewer. Feeds to Adams. 6 on the shot clock. And here's Anthony for 3. It's good from long range.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Well, you know, the D just hasn't been there for real. I mean, these shooters are getting any perimeter shot they want. It's a bunch of warm-up jump shots out there.
And that's got to happen if they want to have a chance to turn this thing around. I mean, he needs to just take the game over. I mean, it seems like he's been hesitant to pull the trigger.
Clark, we talk about the importance of what a player can do. How important is it for a player to know what they cannot do?
Very important. Understanding who you are and what your skill set is and how that fits with your team, critically important. Not only knowing it, but then embracing your role within your particular limitations, skill set, and teamwork.
Young's shot is off.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
Brewer passes to Adams, and Adams with the slam.
And, you know, Brewer does a lot of things well, including passing the rock.
To the middle, here's Turner. Good, and the assist goes to Collison. And he's now got the double-double. 11 points and 13 rebounds. Oklahoma City leading by 20. And Roberson kicks to Westbrook. Count that one. Westbrook's got 9 points now in the quarter.
And I love the confidence and energy Westbrook plays with. Just an excellent scorer once he gets good position inside.
Here's Collison. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Oklahoma City has gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. Roberson dishes to Adams. To the wing right side. Westbrook kicks to Roberson. Here's Brewer. Off target with his 3.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Here's Bogdanovich. Thunder with the rebound. Anthony's got his 5th rebound in this one. Down low. Roberson the pass to Carmelo. Over Young. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. That's 12 points for Carmelo Anthony. Collison kicks to Young. Turner with the screen. Thinking back to the great Warrior team from last year, Clark, how do you place them in a historical context for what they accomplished?
Well, they're on a short list of one of the great teams of all time in terms of winning a championship and what they did throughout the season to do so. You'd have to consider them as one of the outstanding teams in the history of the NBA. Kevin, he's been flat out phenomenal, superb, scintillating this quarter. He's carving them up, knocking down everything.
Outside, Bogdanovich. Left side, Turner. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Collison against Westbrook to stop the run. Collison with another miss. Oklahoma City's gone 4-7 with the long ball here in the 4th quarter. Adams with the screen on Collison. Westbrook dishes to Roberson. No good. Shot missing. Good work defensively by Turner. The Pacers shooting 38% from the field. A pretty weak showing for them. The drive by Collison. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
And Collison's quickness enabling him to slice to the rim there.
And Clark, we've heard the term empty stats for players that put up big numbers but didn't impact the game to the same level of those numbers. What do you think about empty stats?
I'm mixed on empty stats. Clearly some stats impact winning more than others, but in this day of analytics, some of the stats that apparently document impacting winning may be overdone as well. Statistics are statistics. They're part of the game, and you evaluate them in the context of a number of variables. So they're here to stay. Empty is probably too strong because they're part of the game.
The Thunder shooting 47%, pretty solid. Westbrook passes to Felton. Lobbed up there for Westbrook, and it goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Felton.
And, you know, that pass wasn't deflected or anything, Kevin. Don't see that often, an unfortunate, unforced turnover.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Miles Turner, he's checked in for Sabonis. Young comes in for Leaf. Bogdanovich is checked in for Glenn Robinson III. And it's Oladipo in for Joseph. And then for Oklahoma City, Adams, he's checked in for Collison. Paul George comes in for Alex Abrinas. And it's Andre Robertson in for Raymond Felton. Westbrook kicks to George. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Thaddeus Young.
And I think George is clearly one of the most difficult covers in the league. When he's taking it strong to the basket, the defense sometimes has no choice but to foul it.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Sabonis, he's checked in for Turner. Booker comes in for Thaddeus Young. Glenn Robinson III is checked in for Bogdanovich. And it's Joseph in for Darren Collison. Then for the Thunder, Nick Collison's checked in for Adams. Alex Abrinas comes in for Roberson. And it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. Oladipo dishes to Robinson. They set the pick. Stolen by George.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Thunder.
And guys, the fast break was run, I thought, beautifully all night by these guys. I think that was a big part of their success.
Yeah, they definitely ran the break well, a big advantage in that category, and they continually put pressure on the defense.
And for the year now, they'll be tallying their 16th win.
A 2-game season series, they win them both and complete the sweep.
And Greg, that's a nice feeling to get the sweep. Even though it is a small number, still nice to get that sweep.
And one of the league's top talents, game in and game out. And doing it here again in this one. A terrific night for Russell Westbrook.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
And the Thunder with the possession here. Out left to the wing. And here's Felton from the arc. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
No doubt about it, partner, but unfortunately, the flip side of that coin, the drive home for the hometown fans, going to be rather flat.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, not a lot of effort put forth on defense there. I mean, I think he's definitely got to play up on him more and off the screen in that situation.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, Nick, coming off of that loss last game, what was different about how you played tonight?
Well, today particularly, we came out and we didn't have those bad stretches. Tonight we were just solid the whole way. And that's the thing with us. We got to have that consistency. When we play consistent, we're tough to beat.
Hey, Nick, great game. Thanks. Congratulations. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. See you next time.